How's it? Welcome back. So having been covering all my favorite things for sleeping lately, right? We did the Millet Hall pillow first, then I talked about the Avalar cooling pillowcase next. I figured I would cap it off with what I believe is clearly the best blanket ever. However, when it comes to blankets, I think there's going to be more like personal preference kind of slid in there. Or like when it comes to the pillowcase, that is like the best pillowcase ever. I think everybody would agree if you try it out. That pillowcase kicks major ass. The Millet Hole pillow as well. I think that's very clearly, obviously, one of the best types of pillows you can get, period. But, you know, for blankets, I think people will get used to how their blanket feels, and then if they're a hot or a cold sleeper, and all this other stuff can kind of come into play. But if you're a hot sleeper like I am, and you want a cool blanket, these types of blankets are the absolute best. So they're called thermal blankets. I think they're used a lot in hospitals. So if you like Google thermal hospital blanket, you'll find a bunch of these. So I have two different ones here. And so like the first blanket I had was, I had to go back through like my Amazon history many years ago. Because one thing with these is like, if they start to get unwoven and like little strands start to come off, they basically start falling apart. So they don't last forever. But many years ago, I bought this blanket, the R&R Value thermal blanket on Amazon, right? And it was great, but it ended up dying on me. So I went ahead to get another one, but then the one that I got in, it just wasn't as soft as my old one. And I thought that was just because, you know, it was old, it's been used a lot more, maybe it got softer. So I would like run this one through the wash over and over again. And it did get softer, but it never got, you know, as soft as my old one was. And it bothered me enough that I went ahead and bought another one. So I thought something was wrong with it. So then I got this one right here. This is the Lintium Textile Supply Leno Weave, Leno Weave blanket. And this one, after a couple washes, did get as soft as my old R&R Value blanket. But the thing that's so good with these is like there's like this open weave to it. So there's all these little holes in it. So it lets, you know, wind and stuff pass through. So it's way cooler. Like it's even way cooler than like a sheet is, because the sheet doesn't have any of the holes in it. Plus the other thing that I don't like about sheets is that they're too light, and I like to have some of that weight on my body. And these blankets are pretty heavy, so you do get that nice feeling of the weight, but then it's not hot, right? And it breathes really well. If you have your fan on, the air will, you know, come through the holes. So if you're a hot sleeper, got to get one of these. I guess they're called Leno weaves. But anyway, thermal blankets, check them out. They're amazing. And if you do that, man, you'll be set. Your sleep will be awesome. And then you can get cracking on all this DreamWorks stuff that I love to talk about so much. But anyway, we'll leave it with that. Until the next video, keep your sleeping setup legit.